What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Jared and James channel. I'm Jared Weiss. If you guys didn't know, that must mean that you're not subscribed to the channel, so you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think of this video. Follow me on every platform. So, for today's podcast, we actually have a very special guest. This is actually our first ever female guest on the podcast. And so, can we all welcome to the podcast the holistic beauty coach, Amanda Porta.
Oh my goodness, I'm your first female guest.
Yes, you are.
Tell me that.
Yeah.
That's
Honored.
cool.
We're actually totally honored to have you as our first ever female guest. To be honest, this channel has been around since 2021, but for whatever reason, I just haven't been able to connect with any female guests. You're actually our honorary one.
I am so honored because
Mhm.
like I say, I have the backs of all of these women. And so
Yes.
thank you so much for helping us to get this message out to the world, Jared.
Of
Amazing.
course. So to get things started, would you mind telling the people who you are and what you do, and then after that, I definitely can't wait to get into your super powerful story. And then from there, I have tons of questions for you. So anyways, if you wouldn't mind, giving everyone a brief
Yeah.
introduction first, though.
I love it. Thanks, Jared. So
Of
my name's
course.
Amanda Porta. I have an account on Instagram, the Holistic Beauty Coach, and I'm speaking out because I've worked in the beauty and plastic surgery industry over 20 years, and I was harmed by breast implants. I was sick for 7.5 years. And when I started putting the puzzle pieces together, because nobody could figure out what was wrong, I had a myriad of ailments, 40 in all, from thyroid dysfunction, hormonal dysfunction. My hair was falling out. I had inflammation off the charts. I had heart palpitations. My vision was impaired. It was a really scary time in my life. And when I started putting it together, it was actually my colonic practitioner who said, I think it was
Really?
breast implants. Yeah. Not a Western medicine doctor, not any doctor, nobody in my industry, a colonic practitioner. And like many women, I was a little defensive at first and didn't really believe it. But then as I sat on it, it started to resonate with me because, Jared, I had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. I had taken every test in the book. While little things would help to feel better, like I started trying to eat a more anti-inflammatory diet. And I would always say,
Right.
drinking my green juice each day and meditating and walking, I would feel better and the inflammation would get better. But I wasn't correlating the fact that the breast implants could be the root cause of my illness.
Right. Where did this all start? First, what was actually your primary motivation behind actually getting the breast implants? And then how long did it take for all these symptoms to start up?
Yeah, well, as you know, women get breast implants for all different reasons.
Right.
Cosmetic, after having children, just to, help them with their confidence. Women get them for reconstruction after double mastectomy. In my case, I had a very minor breast deformity. And while I didn't really want to get them, the surgeons made me feel like that was really my only option. And since all of my friends had them, I thought, okay, I'll do it reluctantly. I would say that some of the hormonal issues started within the first 9 months of getting the silicone ones. I had actually gotten saline the year before, but they had to be replaced because I got something called capsular contracture, which is a hardening basically of one of the implants. But I didn't correlate it at the time. I was young. I was in my 20s. I did talk with a gynecologist in my area, and she said, well, this is just your normal. I said, no, this is not normal. Why I didn't correlate it, I just think I wasn't supposed to. I really believe that God needed me to go through all of it to see the medical gaslighting and to really experience all of these symptoms that women go through so I could truly relate to all of these women because
Right.
it's what I'm doing now, right? It's my life's purpose. I just
Mhm.
didn't realize it at the time.
How long did the actual healing process from this take you? And also would you say you're actually 100% healed now?
Well, I just feel like this is an opportunity for a woman to heal physically, emotionally, spiritually. So I feel like I'll always be working on healing for the rest of my
Right.
life.
Hmm.
But if you are asking me, when did you really start feeling physically like you were healing? Like I said, I started developing little hormonal issues 9 months in. It wasn't until year 7 that, after kind of an emotional stressor in my life, all 40 symptoms or so came out.
Wow.
I really felt sick, and I was sick for a period of about 7.5 years. I
Hmm.
expected, actually, in this month, February, will be
Really?
5 years since I removed.
Wow.
I
Congratulations.
Thank you. I noticed things like my hair stopped falling out immediately, my vision improved, the color came back to my skin, that was my circulation, my lymphatic system started working better immediately. I would say it was about a year and a half until I
Hmm.
felt like I looked like me again. I was feeling normal again. So every woman's different. I mean, we're all
Right.
so, and we've all had different things. Like I've worked with a lot of patients who have autoimmune diagnoses. Thankfully, I was never diagnosed with an autoimmune, although I had symptoms of autoimmune.
Hmm.
Uh, so, yeah, I consider myself so very lucky. I know that there are some women who it's a process. They might get out, they might start feeling better, but in order to reverse some of their autoimmune symptoms, it does take longer than
Right,
that.
and speaking, it's even though my whole health story is obviously very different. Obviously I'm totally relate it's this idea of healing taking years being full on process. I'm having said ever since discovering holistic health, I've definitely made so many strides. It was actually a main period of time where I actually couldn't digest any foods properly, and everything it was horrible. But then now basically so at the point I'm currently at basically no foods out there trigger my symptoms anymore. So at the point I'm currently at it's basically just a matter of continuing to detox and continuing to pull out the heavy metals and as well as continuing to trust the process. But I was definitely curious what are some of the main tools you found to be very helpful when it comes to your whole healing journey.
Yeah, no, I mean, I say this all the time because I spent the last 3.5 years just helping women get their breast implants out, working for the plastic surgeon who removed mine. And I'm now a health coach. And so I was able to prep these patients for surgery and help them in the weeks afterwards with detox and questions, kind of getting back on their feet again, if you will. And healing my gut. And I would say that to every woman who gets their breast implants out, only because as humans, we all should be healing our guts, right?
Mhm.
Every so
Right,
often. And we're not,
1000%.
yeah, not told to do that. And I have never met a woman with breast implants, whether they think they're sick or not, who doesn't have some form of a digestive issue. So
Mhm.
that's really helpful. That can solve a million things right there.
So true.
I also waited 4 weeks until my breast was had totally healed to start doing infrared sauna. I really love infrared sauna. I'm not sure if it's a great idea while you have breast implants in, but
Why is that?
they're doing studies on it. I mean, if you look at information on the casing of the breast implant, it really says that it's not supposed to be heated up past a certain
Hmm,
degree. And so
interesting.
there is talk, as to whether it can compromise and cause to gel bleed a little faster They have supposedly, there's a surgeon who's done a study, and women who did more infrared sauna prior to getting their breast implants out, they seem to have more chemicals in their bodies. I have not seen the data on that, but that's what I understand.
Mhm.
Um, so I really believe in detoxing now. I mean, Jared,
Yes.
if you don't know, you don't know. I
Mhm.
actually have two strains of the MTHFR gene that makes detoxing a little bit more difficult for me. So this was a blessing in so many ways. I don't want to go through that 7.5 years again, but I learned so much. I studied under German naturopaths, and I consider them to be brilliant and so far ahead of the medical system here. And so now I detox, I rid my body of heavy metals, I eat an anti inflammatory diet. Um, if I were to stray too far off course, I could probably get sick again. I'm still vulnerable, but I know
Right.
I have a strong immune system. Breast implants can definitely cause a lowering of your immune system. And it definitely did for me. That's why I believe I started having a whole myriad of symptoms, and my immune system was just going haywire, you
Uh,
know? But symptoms
yeah.
are your friend. They're here to tell you, like,
Right.
hey, something's going on here, let's look into it before it turns into something worse.
Mm. I mean, like, so like, one thing like I was curious about, like, are breast implants like actually made of like heavy metals, like, or on the other hand, like, do they just like increase like the amount like of like heavy metals like and like going into your system, like and into your bloodstream, how does like the path like towards like full blown illness from like the breast implants, like, has that actually happened?
Yeah, and well, so before I even knew it was my breast implants, I was taking so many different tests. And one I did was a hair analysis for heavy metals. And I actually took a urine test for that as well, just because there was a difference. But
Right.
I could not figure out why I had some of these high levels of heavy metals. Like, it didn't make sense. I know so much more about heavy metals now, and the fact that they're in our foods and in our air, and they're
Also,
everywhere.
the jabs, of course, also.
Right. And so I do not add anything that does not need to be added to me
Right.
because, I'm susceptible to falling ill again. So, but we didn't know about heavy metals back then. When I got my breast implants, that was 2003. I was not aware of any of.
Wow.
And also, when you get your breast implants, they're not telling you all of the chemicals that are in them, and they're highly toxic. And so, my message is not to scare women, it's not to shame women. I'm not judging anyone. I'm not even saying you need to go and rush and take them out. I'm just wanting them to know the information that I didn't know, because even working in the industry, we're just not aware. Even surgeons I've spoken to, they've said to me, like, oh, Amanda, those chemicals are not in breast implants. And I'll say, well, they most certainly are. Just go and look at the manufacturer's website. And then
Right.
they'll ask me, they'll say, wait, why are those chemicals in implants? And I said, well, maybe you should do some research on
Mhm.
what you're putting in another human, right?
Right. 1,000%. Something that my ex-family, another huge similarity between like my journey and your journey has to do with actually getting gaslighted by so many doctors as well as being gaslighted by so many peers as well so like the thing is after the whole acute phase the whole hospital phase of my illness, the years following that I probably went to over 30 different doctors especially because my digestive issues starts get out of control I started experiencing these horrible neurological symptoms the thing is every doctor either and tried to tell me that I was crazy for even thinking it could be related to any pharmaceuticals or any heavy metals or any jabs any of that stuff some of them actually went to put me on antidepressants a lot of them were trying to give me antacids but the thing is this whole time my honestly felt so horrible especially because like every doctor like was either trying to tell me like what I was going through was like made up, or on the other hand, like some of them like would try to tell me that like what I was going through like can't be treated, like, and this is just like it's just like the way like it has to be like for the rest of my life. Like then like and after like going through like all the hardships, like I'm experiencing this horrible pain, like this horrible like emotional pain, like and like everything, but like me and like you as well, like we're just like type of people like who aren't gonna give up at like the first signs of doubt, like we're the fighters, like and so like based on that, like I definitely feel like God actually gave us like the circumstances, knowing that like we could overcome them, and also like as this way of being able like to teach others like, about like all the stuff like that's going on. What are your thoughts when it comes like it's like you actually being like chosen like to go through this, maybe?
That actually, it makes me emotional because
Mm-hmm.
as you're saying that, Jared, if I hadn't been through it myself, and if I had even heard of people talking about the medical gaslighting and a chronic illness journey before I had gone through it, I wouldn't even have been able to relate when people would talk about these amazing stories of theirs and feeling like they surrendered and were saved. I appreciated it and I listened, but I didn't get it. And so as you were saying that, I was thinking to myself, gosh, it's absolutely a blessing to have been chosen to go through this so we could help others. And I think that you really are in alignment with me on that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, because people ask all the time, like, well, I can't believe that you didn't figure out having worked in the industry. I should have figured it out faster than everybody else, right? They should be talking
Right.
about this, but instead, I too was gaslit by my peers, by a former boss that said this wasn't real. And he even worked during the moratorium on silicone breast implants. It's like it's unreal. And if he had just been honest or been more aware or just I don't know. I don't want to think that anybody purposely would have withheld this information from me.
Right.
It would have saved me several of years. But I always say, like, I think God wanted me to go through those 7.5 years so I could really understand what these women go through. And you have to remember these patients who I've helped, and they're just all so lovely. It's just been a pleasure to work with all of them. These women are mothers. These women have husbands, have homes, are also working outside the house trying to put food on the table, and they feel so sick each and every day. And then to compound that by going to doctors who aren't supporting you, who are telling you it's anxiety, who are telling you it's all in your head, you look too good to be sick. I
Right,
think
yeah. Like speaking, it's like I actually got like so many times from like everyone so the thing is I've actually always been someone like who's always been like very into like fitness, like working out, like as well as like eating healthy. Like so the thing is like no matter like how bad like I was actually feeling on the inside, like, it never actually affects like my like the outside, like and like everyone, like including doctors, like like peers, was always like saying to me like how great like I am looked like. I'm so based on that, like everything like I'm feeling like it has to be like in my head basically, and so like every person was denying me like of like what I was like experiencing, like something like never made like any sense to me.
right. No, I agree with you. And, I too was continually offered anti anxiety medication. And one day I got so frustrated because I wasn't getting any answers and I was so tired of hearing it. I said, fine, give me the anti anxiety medication. I'm going to prove to you that that's not what all of this laundry list of symptoms is from. And I took that anti anxiety medication, and I wasn't drinking a lot of alcohol at the time. But one night I went out to celebrate somebody's birthday, and I had a couple drinks, and I actually blacked out and fell on the concrete,
Oh
almost knocked.
my god.
So you have to also think that like some of these things they're using as band-aids can actually cause more problems than what you're going through to begin with. I mean, I could have hit my head and
Mm-hmm.
who knows what could have happened. So,
Right.
and so I immediately stopped that anti-anxiety medication, and I don't take medicine. Even if I have, which I rarely do, but if I have a headache, or I don't even take ibuprofen. I really never have.
Right. And like speaking of, so you're also like a main big proponent of like castor oil packs, lymph massages, like enemas, like all that good stuff. Right.
I love all of that. I never knew about castor oil packs, but
Same here.
I did tell my German naturopath that while I was sick, I was barely sleeping, Jared. And as we all know, sleep is so vital for our bodies to rejuvenate. And I would, go to bed at midnight because it was hard to get to sleep. Then I remember I'd wake up at like about 3, which sometimes can indicate liver stress. And then I would just lay there awake until my alarm went off at 6. So like I'm averaging 3 hours of not restful sleep for probably 3 or 4 of those years. And so the first indication that I was getting better right after explant, I slept for the first 4 days straight, but I felt refreshed. Like it felt like it used to when I woke up in the morning. And now, even as I get older, I'm sleeping like a baby. So
Really.
that's a good sign. And I love castor oil packs. I sometimes fall asleep without them.
Mhm.
But I don't do, home enemas yet, but I do want to start that. But I do colonics, and I do
Right.
a liver ultrasound each month that melts the toxins into my lymph, and then we move them out. So yeah, there's all these little fun tricks, and I think I feel the best I ever have in my life.
That's
Like,
amazing. That actually makes me super happy like to hear that. Like that actually like should give like so many people out there who are struggling with like many symptoms like so much like hope when it comes to the powers of like holistic health natural healing, they're always gonna put you back in the driver's seat. Like if you stay like consistent with them like for long enough, and if you like put in the effort and time, like truthfully, my fully believe like any type of healing is possible. I don't believe there are like any incurable like diseases like anything like that. Ultimately, there's actually no like incurable diseases. Like there's just like incurable like people like because like for whatever reason like these people like just don't have like strong enough like belief system, like strong enough willpower, like to take everything like into their own hands. It's like stop believing all the doctors like tell them it can't be done, as well as like all the doctors we try to just like manage like their symptoms, and like ultimately at the end of the day, my fully believe if you believe in yourself like enough, and like you actually realize like the truth about your own body, like you can honestly overcome anything. I fully believe. But like something else like I also want to get into I've definitely been like realizing like recently there's almost been like this like splintering off within the holistic health community. I mean it's actually made me feel gaslit at times, as like me like have been talking about there's like so many like amazing tools that actually align with nature, help the body accomplish accomplish its tasks, and then on top of that my environment is like exposed like so many more toxins like today compared to even like I don't know like 50 years ago, like 100 years ago. I'm truthfully like there's probably always been people like who are in power like exposing like us like toxins, especially in like the past like 20 years, the number of chemicals we're all exposed to is like growing like exponentially. And so I'm having said that, I definitely feel I'm gaslit by certain people who are in like the natural like health world, who are now like promoting this idea you don't actually need like anything outside of yourself to ultimately heal and so the reason why that frustrates me so much is actually because it almost brings me back to all these doctors we try to tell me everything was all in my head there's actually nothing to be done for it. But the thing is I've benefited so much from all these tools that are out there. I fully believe our ancestors knew how to use all these tools, and truthfully as long as the tool aligns with your body's like natural like processes, then like I don't see anything wrong with it. It's actually helping your body out, like especially because so I actually fully believe that had I not like tried like any of these tools, like chance are like I might like ends up like in the hospital, like more even like not here anymore. Have you like experienced that like also like in any way?
Well,
You know what I mean?
this was really important to me because of everything that I had learned over the years I was sick through the naturopaths. I really believe that the body just wants to be in homeostasis. It just wants to be in balance. So I wanted to test the theory when I got my breast implants out. I didn't really do any fancy schmancy detox program or anything. I waited about a month. I ate well. I drank good water. Um, I didn't even, I don't think I even had a lymph massage in the first month, but like I said, I waited and then I started doing the massages, I started walking. Walking to me always, I've been a dancer my whole life, so I'm very into physical fitness. We always learn like walking is your best tool after an injury or after a long illness. And I encourage the women that I work with, don't do too much in the first month because we want to see what just removing the root cause can do to heal your body. And, you know, in some cases, women do, none of the women I've worked with, but women, it will then, even after removing them, other things might come up, like mold issues that they have, or Lyme disease, parasites, right? We hear about parasites a lot now. Um, but all in all, I've had the pleasure of seeing so many women from early 20s all the way up to in their 70s heal things. Rheumatoid arthritis has reversed in a patient of ours. One patient had the most horrible autoimmune illness. She was a nurse and she was having to have chemotherapy on a regular basis. A
Wow.
month after getting the implants out, she didn't any longer need chemotherapy. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen for everyone, but
Right.
I've seen miracles. And if I didn't see them with my own eyes, I might not even believe you. Even things like Hashimoto's. Now, that seems to be a little bit more difficult. That's more challenging, I think, to reverse. But I believe that you can reverse just about anything. Cancers, too. I mean, how many stories do we know of people who
Right.
cured their cancers? And
Mm.
I know for me, if ever faced with that, I would not personally do the radiation
Mm.
journey. But you know,
Same.
the personal choice. And I have no issue with what anyone chooses. I just want us all to be on the same page and have all of the information and all of our options presented to us. That's it.
Yes.
Transparency.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Like like every person like was gonna have like individualized like needs so the thing is like it's like say the one person even doing enemas like is gonna be bad for you, like more detox is gonna be bad for you, but the thing is like maybe it's possible for certain people out there like to only eat better, something like that, and like maybe just like removing toxic foods like is actually gonna be enough like to help that person heal. Like the thing is like another person like makes you need like everything. Like, so like, another person like makes you need like castor oil packs, detox baths, enemas, colonics, like everything. Like like I was just say to everyone to like learn about like everything, learn about like every natural tool, and then like test every tool out like on yourselves. Like my naturopath, like me, he's been like incredible for me. He always says that, like at some point, to have like every tool in your toolkit available, so that like for every situation, you're always gonna be prepared. Like the thing is like it's like say someone like you need like anything like outside like yourself to heal. So like, maybe it's possible like for some people like maybe that like does work, but like my other feeling like for my own personal situation, so like I actually am trying going that route, and like everything was only getting so much worse. So like it's definitely important like to customize like every situation, and like customize your own needs. I mean like the most important like piece of advice like I could give to anyone like, when it comes to any like to healing from anything like, is gonna be to always listen to your own body.
Yeah, it was always my dream, even kind of during the time I was sick back in 2012, to have an integrative practice where you have a holistic dentist and your functional medicine doctor and chiropractors, everyone under one roof, so they could all take part
That's
in your
amazing.
plan. And who knows? I mean, I think that that is happening, and I would love to be part of something like that. And I just think, yes, it is so unique. In fact, when I was going through it, even though I didn't know it was my breast implants, I would go and, I had an issue with this a little bit, with the naturopaths. They do make money off of their testing and off of selling supplements, but I feel like I would walk out with, $2,000 worth of supplements, and I should have trusted my gut.
Right.
I don't think that this is going to resolve it. And I
Yeah.
have to say, I don't take a lot of supplements. And
Mm,
when I do take them, I try to take liquid when all ever possible because I feel like it's better absorbed. Like my vitamin D is crucial. Um, my methylated B vitamin, because like I said, I have two strains of the
mm.
MTHFR. So there are certain ones that but I don't take a whole litany of supplements.
Same
I don't
here.
know.
Like, yeah, like, like the most like, important thing that like is gonna be like to make sure like everything that's going into your body like has like my designated like purpose like for him being there like as opposed to just like buying like $2,000 like worth like supplements and just like taking like like random stuff. So like something that's actually interesting. So like my first naturopath like she actually basically tried to like sell me on like every supplement like out there like so like, she made like taking like everything but then like my current naturopath like cut that down like drastically but, like every tool he's like provided me has been like so powerful like every tool like has like my designated purpose like a strong reason like for being there so like I actually fully agree with that like so you want to just be like taking like all this like random stuff but like important like to tell like once again like it's like tailor everything that's like going into your body like to your own personal needs. I mean, like having said, like it's also very important. Like it's like start with like the fundamentals. Like so like just start with like getting outside more. Like start with like eating cleaner food.
Right.
Like trying your best like get better sleep. But then like from there, like a lot of us like, do need like some like extra help like when it comes to detoxing, like when it comes to like adding like more nutrition, like definitely important. Like to like start with like the fundamentals, and then like to add on from there.
I couldn't agree with you more. See, we're so in alignment, Jared.
Right,
I would say yes, getting sunlight, meditating, grounding, improving the water that you drink, eating the right foods. I would start with all of those things first because I did see over the last 3.5 years all of these women who had been, recommended all of these supplements. And even before surgery, they have to cut down on most of their supplements. And they would go into a panic. Oh, I can't, I need this, my body needs them to function. And I'd say, but that's just not true. In
right.
fact, if you have an impaired gut and you're taking in all of these supplements,
It's not gonna
it's not going to absorb anyway,
absorb anything. Right,
and more damage could be done to your liver and kidneys.
right.
So
Hmm.
I think it could be a detriment more times than not. But again, everybody's different, and some people really feel a difference with
Yeah,
the supplements. I just happen not to.
yeah. So like something else like my other thing I wanted to get into like so like my other thing I wanted to get into all of the cultural societal impacts like when it comes like, to breast implants like what are your thoughts like when it comes to the Kardashian effect like this like concept like where like social media like has like, convinced like every young girl there everyone like has like look certain way like has like act certain way as opposed to like realizing like, their own like inner beauty as well as like, working on like natural ways like of actually making yourself like look better so like how much that like would you say like, is like the Kardashian effect.
Well, again, this is what I speak out on, and this is my passion, really, the bigger picture of it all. And I don't ever want to put anyone down. That's not my point in doing any of this. But there is definitely a look out there. I see it more and more every day. It's very extreme. It's been going on for a while. It's extreme eyebrows, it's extreme lashes, large breasts, the butts, the small cinched waist, right? The high cheekbones, the veneers I'm seeing now all the time. And let's not even get started on that. I just did a great live with Dr. Blodgett, veneers and the things that can go wrong when you have bacteria build up, but that's a whole nother story. It bothered me that if we are in Beverly Hills, or at least I was working for a bit of time, and this is the beauty capital of the world, why is it just always kind of like this cookie cutter look? People
Right.
ask, and they're like, do you think these women walk in these offices and just say, give me the look? And I said, well, I don't know, because I had the ability to have all of the medical grade skincare products out there, Botox for free, filler for free, lasers for free. And what I learned very early on, and I've tried a little bit of the lasers, never really did much filler. I did a little bit as a model under my tear troughs once, and it actually migrated and looked terrible. And I'm so glad that was many, many years ago and it's gone. I did Botox for a long time. No shame in my game. I'm always going to be authentic and transparent with what I've. Um, but I would say that I realized back then I was looking older, and especially when I had the breast implants, I kept saying to myself when I was sick, I'm like, I look like I'm aging overnight. And after getting them out, even some plastic surgeons who don't even necessarily believe in breast implant illness have said to me, you actually do look about 10 years younger.
Really?
And it's inflammation. And I do feel for these women. I saw it a while ago in women who are getting a lot of facial filler. I saw that they looked very puffy and inflamed. And so I just said to myself, wait a minute, when I get my breast implants out, I can't just like take those out and then not pay attention to everything else I'm doing. So I stopped the Botox, which was scarier than removing the implants, in my opinion, because your face everybody sees, and I didn't know what it was going to look like. Can barely tell. I have more movement now. But I just started asking myself things just from a common sense standpoint. Well, wait a minute. So if we spend so much time working out the muscles in our body, wouldn't it be the same with our face? And I
Right.
that stagnant blood flow is what expedites aging. And so I said, I want to support and empower women who, like me, for whatever reason, whether it's by choice, whether it's by, unfortunately, a chronic illness journey, have to give up the injectables, want to pay attention to what are in their beauty products. We now know about forever chemicals that are in some of the most expensive, well-known beauty products that we never knew before, even in workout clothes, which is so scary. And just by having a healthy lymphatic system, what that can do. So I started sharing my holistic beauty practitioner that I go to here, and people loved the videos. And at the same time, all of these amazing holistic estheticians around the world, we started following each other, and they all put out such beautiful videos. I share them in my stories, as you know. You're so great
Right.
about
Yes. I
looking at my
love
stories.
those.
And it was exciting and fun, and we were like, what is this? And then they would go for one, and they're like, this is so cool. And it is going to take a little longer. Our society has gotten caught up in instant gratification, and I think instant gratification probably leads to more problems in our world than not.
Depression too, so like my friend had who's actually trying so hard like to like find the shortcut like to healing, or the shortcut like to beauty, shortcut like to like money, but like the actual like ironic thing like actually is like most of those things like are actually only gonna like set you back like further, like you're actually only am I actually going to be working more against you, like as opposed to like for you, right?
Like I always have said, nothing great in my life has happened without a lot of hard work. I'm a worker bee. I always have been. I get that from my stepfather. I'm a workaholic. I work into the evening every night because I'm always creating. I'm always coming up with great ideas. And that's why I never agreed with liposuction. Again, not putting anyone down who's had it done. But I believe in good old fashioned exercise,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I don't think the shortcuts benefit you in any way, like the cliff notes of living. Doesn't make
Right.
sense to me. And I think people can get in a lot of trouble that way. And I think our society is in a lot of trouble because of that, right? If we think about it, this what occurred in the last 4 years, where people thought by getting a shortcut that was
Mm-hmm.
going to be a solution rather than strengthening their immune systems. And
Right.
I know a lot of people who are paying the price for that now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's painful. But I knew this was coming. I had a download in 2012 that in the future there would be ravenous autoimmune illness, and if doctors didn't start listening to their patients, like what I was going through at the time, people were not going to get better.
Right.
And we
I mean, like, so something's actually super interesting. Like, like, tying like mine and your journeys, like back into like this whole like concept, like of like everything like, happening for MMA and reason. Like my whole journey started back in 2014. Like your journey started back in what year was it?
2012, and I was going to say that
2012.
earlier. All of these amazing people on Instagram that you and I follow, etc.
Mm,
It seems to me, and I read something once, that a lot of the people who are assisting others with their healing, I don't like to use the word healer because I think everyone's responsible for healing
yes,
themselves,
I'm with
but
you
who
on that.
are people now with their healing all went through a really chronic illness journey, a really tough time between the years of 2010 and 2020.
Really.
Is that
That's
interesting? And
that's
that's what
actually
you're going.
super interesting. I actually never knew that. And like the interesting thing is like so like over the next like however many years it's actually gonna be like we're actually gonna like men being the healed ones like all these people like who are still like exposing themselves like to all the poisons knowingly more sometimes like unknowingly they're actually gonna be the ones like who are gonna be looking we're gonna be looking to us for help like with them healing like speaking of it, so like, one of my all-time favorite quotes has always been like hurt people and heal people can actually help other people heal
Yeah.
so it's never gonna be up to us it's like ultimately change the world I fully believe.
100%. I mean, you and I, and that's why I think we're in alignment and we think the same. And we look at it as an absolute privilege to help others. And I would just want to know, I've always kind of been like that. Like, oh, what is that really wonderful? I can't say it right now, but like I do unto others. I've always kind of practiced that in my life.
Right.
And I would want to know that if I was going through a tough time, that if others could be there to help, they would, and that's what I did when I could kind of see the writing on the wall in 2020. I was so outspoken on my Instagram that I was shadow banned, kind of
Mm,
the punishment, because I was warning others and trying to wake them up. And I do realize now it's not my job to wake others up. They have to come to that, their soul does at the right time. But, right? We were so worried
right.
for people that I just would want to know that somebody was there for me.
I'm like, even though something like every like truth seeker ends up learning is that no matter how hard like you try, you're not gonna be able to save everyone. But having said that, you definitely can plant the seeds in people's minds. I mean, like the thing is 2 years later, maybe it's possible that person was actually gonna see something. I mean, seeing that thing is actually gonna bring that person back to like something everyone called you crazy for saying them 2 years ago. But the thing is you never know when that seed you implant may actually germinate one of my favorite examples when it comes to this is of being the change you wish to see in the world so I've actually probably mentioned this 5 times my channel but it's honestly so powerful I was actually able to get probably 15 like 20 people from my gym start like drinking coconut water
Aw.
yeah. I remember like crazy things like so like, I'm actually never forced anyone to do it. Like I remember like, things, like so every day like, my like come to the gym like drinking my coconut water. I remember a few months later people started like asking me why is it like you drink coconut water, like what are the benefits. And then like always like new people like started trying it. But like the thing is, like I never actually forced it like onto anyone. Like but like everyone just like adopted the habit. Like after seeing me do it so for like so long. So like seeing it like work out like that way definitely gave me like more hope. Like actually it's possible like to like be the change that you wish to see in the world. I mean it's definitely possible like for all of us to like inspire true changes like in others. But like him said, like that also like I'm obviously works both ways. Like because like, you also like this whole like negative like influencer culture. So like, you obviously have like the Kardashians, like yes, like all these like girls like online like who only believe their looks define them. Like so like these people truthfully guys do it too. So like, there's this like a whole influencer culture out there like who also like, has like the power like to manifest like all these negative things and like speaking with like unfortunately like all these social media platforms like are going to be promoting negative stuff because like every social media platform is all like tied into the CIA and then like all these like intelligence agencies so like it definitely makes it like so much harder for the actual like positive people like to actually to actually like show people like a better way because I'm truthfully every intelligence agency and it's like study like everyone's behaviors and like all these like apps know exactly how to like attract like, young people like old people so like every behavior like is like known. So like it's definitely something to that I believe.
Yeah, and I mean, isn't it incredible that when you become more aware, you can see these truths, and that's why we're in
Right.
alignment. We can see the same thing, but that's why people call us crazy because they can't see
Mm,
it yet, and so they're like, "What are you talking about?" And
right.
it's kind of a fun, like, little joke time with us. I saw that you liked my stories today. We won't
Yeah.
say who they're about. Fake couple out there in the press.
Right. And
I
then
mean,
Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift.
well, I mean, you said it, not me.
Yeah.
And so, but
I'll take credit
everyone,
for that one.
yeah, people who aren't aware yet, they're like, "Oh, I love them. They're so amazing." But I mean, we get it, and we're just again out here trying to help those who want to hear it, and I dealt with that too. I mean, there's a saying, right? Your light is going to irritate others' demons. And
Interesting. I
again,
like
I'm
that.
not better than anybody, never have tried to be, but I saw that a lot in 2023. It's
Mm,
really sad. Some really unhealed people who are capable of doing some pretty dark things to others. And yeah, it was a hard year. And I know a lot of people are dealing with that. And I won't talk about it now, but I hope to, on a new podcast that I'm going to be hosting,
ooh,
help
awesome.
more people
Mm,
because we're the collective and we all go through similar experiences. And I've always used the tough experiences in my life to help others if I can.
right. Why do you think like some people follow the path of least resistance as opposed as opposed to actually taking the harder path especially because the past like few years honestly probably never would have even happened had you actually had people who actually were willing to extend for truth saying for true health but like the thing is all these people got sucked into the propaganda and so like, a lot of this was obviously done deliberately so, like for instance when it comes of mass hypnosis repeating the words safe and effective over and over again from those of us who are fully awakened we're obviously able to see through this it doesn't make sense to us. All these things doing it up. Why do you think it is that some people can get sucked into all this negative programming and like fall for it. Like, why do you
Yeah.
think that is?
And we don't make sense to them, Jared. And
Yeah.
it's a blind spot. And you could be
Uh,
in your arms and we can see it, but they can't see it yet. And it's, cognitive dissonance. And I don't think any of us really were aware of how real it was before 2020. I've always been that type. I believe in quality over quantity. I believe in always taking the harder path over, like you said, the path of least resistance. So I think it's also just like a personality thing. And I don't know why I'm
right.
that way and you think that way, but Susie Q down the street doesn't. I don't know if it was, part of our upbringing. I would say that my parents are very much in alignment with me, and I'm so blessed for that during this time. Because as you know, so many families,
God, I'm completely I'm torn apart like
are
by
you?
this. Well, no, my whole family like, has definitely been so like my nephew, don't want to get like too far into this, but like my family, generally speaking, for the most part, like, was like very supportive, like over me, and like I also had like plenty of fights like with like family and friends, but, like that's like a whole separate topic. But like I'm having said that like my definitely feel like I'm a large part of it, like it has to do with like our upbringing, like as well as like the whole school system. Like so, like, the whole school system, like I'm always like encourages everyone like to think the same, like believe the same things. Like as soon as like someone like steps out of line, that person like, gets like reprimanded. Like even the whole test taking, so everyone like mess up like the same answers, like every answer I get like has like go on like, with like the whole curriculum, and like also like, ties into like Rockefeller Education Board, on top of that, like, this is like more of like having mandatory curriculum, like so like everyone like has to learn the same exact things as like I've like been like learning like doing like my own like research like past few years, like it's like so much of like what I learned like actually wasn't true.
Right. No, I know. And you know that again, we've talked about this. I get downloads on things and they sometimes don't make sense to me at the time, but they
Right.
always end up being right. And all during high school, I remember saying to my parents, I was like, I don't need this. I don't jive with it. I was very lucky to be afforded the ability to go to a private school like FAME. Um, and it was small. So I had, only 11 people in my class all through high school and
Wow.
a lot of
It's
attention.
crazy.
It's so great.
You only had like 11 people in your whole class?
So bizarre.
How
And
was
then,
that?
well, we definitely got to know each other well.
Right.
At the time, I think I was like, oh, I'd rather go to a public school with, the football team and the cheerleaders. But I think that was right for me. And after that, going to college and selecting it, I ended up choosing Gonzaga because it was smaller for the first year. And then I ended up going to the University of Washington. But even that, if I had to do it over again, I am again so appreciative of my parents for paying for all of that. And, I went because it was important to them. I've never been asked in all of my years, did you go to college? And I can't really say that there was anything I took away from that. I kind of am
Right.
an entrepreneur and I probably would have done better just getting right into working after high school.
Uh and like it was like my actually feel like the same exact way. So like my actually hated like my whole like, college like experience. Like so like one of my goals like ever since like graduating like is actually to never like have to like use my degree for like anything for like the rest of my life. Especially because like, the whole like, system like is like so like messed up. Like I don't want to get too far into this like especially because like Mike like talk about this for the next like 10 days. But like so I did like when it comes like it's like paying $200,000 like to be indoctrinated like to be
Yeah, pretty much.
to be given like this piece of paper, and then like after that, like fall in line like with like the rest of society, when like everyone else like is like miserable and I'm out there, like it just like, doesn't like make sense to me. Anyways, like I have two more questions for you. And this is like one question is like, how long did like it actually take you like to see like this whole experience like as like my blessing in disguise, like what actually was like that actually brought you to that place?
Oh, so after getting my breast implants out, like how long
Yes.
did it take me? Well, pretty quick. I mean, I was reading the women writing in the support groups on Facebook about their experience while I was recovering in my bed after surgery. I had surgery within 3 weeks of figuring it out. That's how much it resonated with me.
But like, how long like did they actually take like, for you like to actually change up like your whole perspective like on like everything you went through so flip like the negative like experience like so it's like my positive one.
I think that it took that year of 2019. I got my breast implants out in February. I felt like I was in the twilight zone. It felt like being in a washing machine on spin cycle because I was waking up to a lot of things. I even said to the surgeon who removed my breast implants, it sounds weird now, but I said, just be straight with me. Did I die on the operating table? And he said, no. Why would you say that? And I said, because it was a rebirth. Like something definitely happened because I now can see the world, people, and situations for what they truly are. And
Wow.
by then, when 2020 came and it was the first day of quarantine, I remember looking in the mirror above my bureau and saying, this is revelations from the Bible. And I had never even opened a Bible at that point. Oh my God, how are we going to get out of this? And I quickly started thinking of every friend I knew and just asking them, like, can you see what's happening here? And they didn't. And I thought,
Wow.
how are we all watching the same movie? And
Right.
we're all seeing completely something different. And it took me going to a Reiki practitioner who, during quarantine, who I could tell could see what I could see. And I started questioning him. I said, is this what I think it is? And he said, yes. And I said,
Wait. Like, have you ever like had like any like psychic like powers or anything like that? Like,
yeah, I think I
really
do. I think that they were kind of because of the breast implants. I think that it kind of
blocked everything.
blocked. Yes, that's a great word. Blocked a lot of them. But I always, since I was a little girl, and people would laugh at me because I would say things and they're like, oh, whatever. And then like it always comes true. My advocate friend Robin laughs at me all the
That's
time.
really interesting.
But I don't even question you anymore, girl, because it always is.
Uh,
And and so I said to the Reiki gentleman, how long do you think this is going to last? And he said, well, I think things will start getting better in 2024 for you. I'm like, okay, 2024. I was like, 4 years. Okay, we can do this. Like I'm saying we can do this, but I don't even really know what we are doing.
right.
What I would even have called it. I just knew what it was. And I felt very lonely. But he said to me something so interesting, Jared, and this is applicable to you. He said, but you know what the crazy thing is, Amanda? And I said, no, what? And he said, you and a bunch of people on Instagram, and just so you know, I had just started my Instagram for the first time basically a month before. So I'm not a social media person at
Mm.
all. I didn't even have, I probably had 200 followers at the time. He said, you and a bunch of people on social media, like the whole world is going to follow you and your advice. And they're going to do everything that you tell them to do. And I was
Wow.
like, no way. Like, I didn't even like, I let it go in one ear and out the other because it just didn't make any sense to me at all. He said, yeah. Celebrities won't be celebrities anymore. He said, healers and people who tell the truth are going to be the ones that the whole world looks to. And again, I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about, but I just remember he said that.
I
And so
love that.
it's kind of cool.
That sounds like so cool.
Yeah.
My final question for you, like for this episode, is what do you see like as like the path like forward so it's like having a more loving vibrant like healthy like existence like what advice like would you give to anyone like who's like just starting out like on their own healing journey, like whether it be like from breast implants like or any health issues like
Yeah.
truthfully.
Well, I have so much.
Right.
Trust your gut, because I mean, that's what it's there for. I always trust mine. So it will always lead you in the right direction. Don't ever feel pressure to follow the crowd. I mean, I've always marched to the beat of my own drummer, and it's actually, especially lately, really served me well. Um, my parents would always say this, and I believe it too. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is, right?
Right.
No shortcuts. You can't shortcut health. I mean, you just can't. And it's worth it. Women in their 70s who have removed their breast implants would say to me, "Well, Amanda, I've been feeling sick for," I'm telling you, Jared, sometimes 50 years they've had
Oh
these.
my,
They've
that's
been sick the
crazy.
entire time, and their whole lives have been, just being ill. Do you think it's
Mm,
too late for me? And I always say the same thing to them. It hasn't been many, but a few. I say, if you can get checked off for surgery and you can be cleared for surgery, I don't think it's ever too late to regain your health and have a better quality of life. And that's probably the biggest lesson I learned in all of this. We work our whole lives, right? We're just slaves to the system, only to, they're even like raising the retirement age now.
right.
And like, so basically, people have what? A couple of years to live after they retire because they're so
Mm,
sick and stressed the whole time, that what kind of quality of life is that? It's
mm,
disgusting. And so
yeah.
I really hope that we're all going to figure out how to work smarter and not harder anymore. I know I'm doing that. I'm not working in offices anymore. No more fluorescent lights. Thank you. No more 5G surrounding me all day.
Right.
I want to be out in the sun, enjoying people and enjoying my life. And right when you trust, then it all starts falling into place with you for you, and you can
Mm,
change your life and live it more on your terms.
And like that's also my imperfect answer, like my imperfect way to close things up. With. So like, do you want to tell the listeners like where to find you and like follow you at?
Yes. So, I mean, I do have a TikTok, but Instagram, the Holistic Beauty Coach, that's really my main account that I focus on, because you can't focus on it all. And I also want to put it out there to maybe any women listening, or men who have women in their lives who may be experiencing breast implant illness. I don't say that every woman is going to experience these symptoms. For me, it was my kryptonite. Doesn't mean it's going to be every woman's. I just say, like, if you've been sick for a while and you're experiencing many of the symptoms on the list, um, and you can't figure out what else it is, or nothing else is making you feel better, you might just want to look into it more and consider it. So you can get a lot of information off of my Instagram account. And I'm also going to be starting to do one-on-one coaching with women, because that's what I did with my patients the last 3.5 years. And I know there's a need for it out there, because it is scary and it doesn't need to be. It's actually a beautiful opportunity to heal your life with removing your breast implants and any toxicity from your body. So you can email me, the holistic beauty coach at gmail.com, or send me a DM on Instagram, and it would be my pleasure to walk you through this journey.
All that sounds like incredible. Like, so like, everyone, make sure to follow all of them. Amanda's social media. Like, like if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And like Amanda, like it's been like an absolute pleasure finally getting to talk to you face to face. Like we're definitely gonna stay in touch. So like,
Fun.
thank you so much for coming on once
Thank
again.
you, Jared. I absolutely love it. I love following you, and I love just
Thank you.
alignment and thinking the same
Mm,
for life,
same,
for
same
sure.
here. Yes. All right. So, anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.